You're listening to the Beer Craft Homebrewing Podcast. Tune in every Wednesday night at 6:30 Pacific for a dose of beer and brewing banter with your hosts, Ben Holm and Andrew Ziegler.
So hop aboard for a little wit and wisdom in the Pacific Northwest, because it's always beer 30 on
The Beer Craft. Welcome back to the Beer Craft Homebrewing Podcast. We're deep into it tonight. Episode 4 of our on-air beer design series.
Give me more.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
We're episode 4 because
we just love to talk.
I talk too much. Let's be honest.
And we got to talk
yeah,
about beer the right way. And the more we talk, the more you know. And the more you know, the better your beer is.
God damn it. He's got a point there, doesn't he? Doesn't he, folks?
Hey,
That's why I bring him on board.
That's right.
Well, today we are continuing our discussion. We're going into the deep end a little bit here tonight. A cold IPA.
Cold IPA.
It's going to match the temperature outside here.
What is this cold IPA?
Cold IPA, right? That's the new hotness, right?
60
right?
degrees in my house today.
But before jeez, this is cold in here. That's right. Furnaces suck when they don't work.
No, I heated the studio prior, just for you, Ben.
That's
I know
good.
You don't like the whole. Yeah. I know you don't like the dark. I didn't want it to be dark and cold.
Afraid of the dark. Afraid of the dark. And the cold.
You are wearing your flannel like usual.
Well, I am into the. We are into the perpetually cold season.
Oh my! It's just getting
for
worse.
sure. Yeah. I go to bed in a flannel. I wake up in a flannel.
Flannel sheets, you mean?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh,
no, my wife's perimenopausal, so that wouldn't work.
She sweat her butt off.
Yeah, and then sweat my butt off.
Yep.
That's going to be a thing. Our studio audience cracking up in the corner here. Hello, Kim. Say hi to everybody here. There we go. we got an observer from the FCC today. No,
that's right.
Not observing any official capacity.
Making sure we do the right podcast name.
Well, yeah, we're going to do a thing on Cold IPL.
Yeah.
Cold IPA.
It's gonna be great, but you know what? I'm getting thirsty here,
God, I am too.
You know
I think we need a little inspiration.
It's beer 30.
It is. We're late.
What time is it?
It's beer 30.
Beer 30. It's beer 30.
Beer 30. We're at a 6. We're so thirsty. Okay, let's do this. It's beer 30. Let's drink some beer. We got a couple of beers. Do you want to do that one or that one?
What is the Dalton anyway?
So I brought the Dalton from Georgetown Brewing.
It's an IPA.
Quick look on their website. It is an experimental brew. I think it's kind of the cousin to the Bodhi Zappa.
A cousin to Bodhi. Okay, yeah. Let's give that a shot.
But it's got a different hop. I think it's
probably different hop
bill.
And it doesn't say it's a hazy. I think the Bodhi's a hazy IPA.
Well, it says just IPA, but yes,
it does.
If you pour out, it does have a little haze to it. I'm not sure if they're doing like a proper like biotransformation with the yeast, but I know they got a lot of flaked oats in that beer as well. So. You know, if haze is now no longer a mandatory function of beer, well, you can just do whatever you want, folks. But this has got a different hop bill. I think I saw Citra Mosaic. I'll check my notes here.
Citra Mosaic.
Yeah.
And what else?
Yes.
Oh, so this is my aversion. This is my aversion beer.
You don't like Bodhi Zappa?
No, I do like Bodhi Zappa.
So this is this the beer you were talking about a couple weeks ago?
I'm not sure. I've never had a Dalton.
Aversion.
This
has Columbus, Citra, Kush, and Chinook.
Okay, I love all those. So this is going to be a good beer for me. I think I've narrowed it down maybe to.
That flavor profile you were talking about. Yeah, that one. Let's see. Two row malt, English.
You just said it a second
ale
ago.
yeast, rolled oats. The total malt. So
I think it's Mosaic. I might have.
Oh, Mosaic
flavor.
is Mosaic's got a weird thing going on.
It's kind of earthy.
Yeah.
Blueberry earthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it. It's got legs in the right places.
I can smell this is good. This is really good.
So looking for softer flavors of peach, orange zest, and mixed berry with some sweet pine.
I can see it's a little bit less. It's a more straw color than the Bodhi. The Bodhi's a little more orange. And sometimes a Bodhi can be clear. And sometimes, most of the time, the Bodhi is.
I bet you gotta check your born on date for that, right?
How long has it been sitting in that keg?
Right. Yeah. If you're pouring clear Bodhi out of a keg or out of a can, you didn't move that beer enough.
Well, it's usually probably not gonna be that way in a can. I mean,
well, It could
But,
if it's been stationary in the fridge for the back of the fridge for
That's
too
true.
long.
Yeah.
When you just crack it open into a glass,
Pull it up.
You could have some clearing that way if it sat long enough.
Right.
That being said, Bodhi's Off never sits that long in my fridge.
I've never seen it but once be clear.
Yeah, I've never seen it clear.
I was at a bar. It doesn't even last.
I think
in my
they fucking
fridge.
lied to you, personally.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's a pretty good. That's kind of my go-to. Bodhi's Off is my go-to IPA. It makes friends easily. I don't know if I told you on the show here. One night I got to drink like the top 5 beers voted by homebrewers, and so that was like Pliny the Elder, Sierra Nevada, Alchemist Heady Topper, Bell's Two Hearted Ale, and it was Founder's Breakfast Stout. So 4 of the 5 top beers voted by homebrewers were IPAs or hoppy beers.
Really, yeah.
For sure. And
Big
that was
beers.
yeah, we got a little taste of everything. A homebrew club member had somebody had sent them the care package from straight from heaven. Like that's big cases of all 5 of those, 2 cases of all 5 of those beers. Like,
I just saw 3
that's a
bottles.
kingly get. Yeah.
I just saw 3 bottles of Pliny on somebody's counter.
Yeah, for sales back in Washington. Yeah. So prior to being released in Washington again, these beers were shipped in. We got to taste them. And that was a lot of fun. But I went home and cracked open a Bodhi's Off, and I was like, some bitch, that ain't better. That's better beer. Yeah, I like Bodhi's Off. I will admit, I like Bodhi's Off.
I used to drink Manny's before that.
Manny's good.
Manny's was always a good go-to pale ale.
Georgetown doesn't make shitty beers.
And this was before Bodhi. Manny's was like ruling the world.
Yeah, I like their 9-pound hammer. Then it became Suck It.
They don't
then
make
became,
that anymore.
Well, they had to change their name to Suck It Porter. This show, interesting. This show is almost a Suck It Craft Beer and Brewing Magazine show. But we decided we would take the high road because we can't afford lawyers.
Oh, we could play nice.
We could play nice. We just can't play with lawyers.
Oh, we're gonna make our own magazine.
Right. Yeah, with all my free time. Sure. I'll get right on that. That's a pretty damn tasty beer.
It is pretty tasty.
So you got some news, man. Like you had a fucking cool weekend last weekend.
I did.
You got to tell me about it. Tell us all about it.
It was cool. We went to the Cider Fest, and I did enter. I entered my entries.
Little cider competition.
Yep, little cider competition between the Queen of Cider and me.
All right, Jen Knutson. She was here on the show just a couple weeks ago talking about Cider Fest. Yeah,
she was. And I won second place.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got first of the losers. That's a fucking respectable spot.
First loser to Jen.
No, that's good. I got to taste. You did bring that out to the Homebrew Club. That was a very tasty cider. That blackberry.
Was good. No, the doctored one that I did. Yeah,
they were both good. I was like, yeah. So did you? I can't remember. Did you enter the doctored one or the dry one?
Just the dry one.
So the dry one went second place. I think
like I was saying,
if you'd have done that doctored one, I think you'd have had that.
I'm like a purist, man. I just think that
purist, and then you doctor it up. So like, I don't know about that.
Really good.
Yeah, you're also like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde a little bit too. So. That you did sweetened it with blackberry syrup.
Sweetened it with some blackberry simple syrup that I made. It was the same blackberries that were in the cider, so it was all
that's pretty good.
Kind of matching.
You got any of that left?
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't bring some of that out to the studio today.
We'll have some as a wrap up.
There you go. We'll wet our whistles once more.
That's right.
With a little cider. So second place. That's pretty cool. Was it a large event?
No, it wasn't.
Sad.
And then you couldn't see it. It was just you just entered it, and then they came out. They didn't announce second place or anything. Just announced the winner.
Just Jen. Well, congratulations, Jen. We were rooting for you the whole time.
Cider.
What did she do for her cider?
She did a honey chai.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, behave.
So she back-sweetened that. And then, bam! It was good.
That sounds really tasty, like little sweet notes with that chai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just right. Just balanced, just right.
It's making me thirsty. Is what it's doing.
You know, she brought 2 big bottles, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we had enough in this one bottle to taste and judge. We already know you're the winner." She's like, "Where's my other bottle? Where's my other bottle?" And Chris is like, "I think I saw Blake running down the street with it. I think he's going home." She's like, "Rrr."
So where was Cider Fest at?
That was at Bellwood Farms.
Okay.
In Linden, South Linden, North Bellingham.
So so this was just an amateur circuit kind of thing.
Yep. Amateur homebrew competition.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yep. Not very many entries. I'm surprised. I really want to pump it up next year.
Yeah.
Try to get some of the guys in the club or girls in the club.
Yep. I'll reach out to them next year and make sure that that kind of content ends up in my newsletter for the shop.
Right.
So that people know about it for sure.
Get a little advertisement pamphlet that they could put up. Yeah.
I've had several customers bring in their ciders this year. We had a brand new cider maker who was very excited. She was doing like a she was doing a sugar-free or artificial sugar sweetened one, and it was some new sugar that now that I'm mentioning it, cannot remember the name. But it was a newly released artificial sugar, and it didn't taste too bad. I mean, it still had kind of a it still kind of had like that weird, artificial but
flavor.
It wasn't like xylitol weird or stevia weird.
It wasn't saccharin.
No,
it wasn't saccharin.
No, it's a
weird.
New thing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember where they're getting it.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Like how is this? Is not even fucking this. Sugar and sugar mixed with gasoline. Right. Let's put that in your Diet Coke.
They used to come in the little pellets.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you put 2 pellets in your drink. Ding ding. Ding. Yep. Oh, and then they would be done.
Oh, fancy fucking marketing there. Yeah. Yeah. Terrible stuff. Never been a fan of artificial sugar. I mean. Like I did the Splenda when it hit, and I just kind of like, what's the point? I don't need this kind of crap anyways. Stevia was an interesting one. Monk fruit I've used a few times. Does not dissolve real great for my homebrewing applications and cider applications. It doesn't want to blend. So more for like baking kind of thing, for sure. But can't remember the name.
What are you doing? How are you doing?
Allulose or something like that.
Allulose.
Yeah, something weird like that. With the ose, it was a non-fermentable artificial sugar or something like that. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Non-fermentable, but what is she gonna use for sugars for the yeast?
That was for the sweetening.
Oh, that's for back sugars.
Yeah, just to back sweeten it because she was carbonating in a bottle, and I was like, well, you're kind of stuck. You can't really have you can't have sweet cider in a bottle with bubbles. If you don't have a keg or use artificial sugar, that's it.
It's already gonna go. It's gonna eat it all.
Yeah.
All right, that's kind of cool.
But you had still cider, the doctored one.
Yeah.
You'd come in and gotten like the
sorbate
and sulfate.
The one you tasted, I had already back sweetened with only juice. I only back sweetened that one with juice, and it was only a little bit.
But you stabilized them.
Yeah, I stabilized them with the Camden tablet and then the potassium sorbate.
Yep, that's pretty good. Like you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, finally. Huh? Yeah, so then I back sweetened, and then that's what I gave you in the little bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Live and learn. I want everybody to be entering that cider contest next year. We need to get like
more
Bellingham homebrew club to participate.
Sure.
I mean, there's maybe one from.
I know there was a lot of apple out there this year. So many people I talked to, like, their trees were just leaning over, snapping branches, just so much apple out there.
Yep.
And I think it's I seem to see like a kind of like an every other season kind of cycle to things.
Yeah. I just picked up like.
But who knows? But we got a great season for apple, like as far as weather patterns and.
I got 8 Target bags off the ground at my Asian pear tree. So those are in the freezer right now.
Asian pear, that's a fun one to do ciders with because you don't have to. Yeah, they're cool. You don't have to crush them, press them. You can just freeze them, and then thaw them in a mesh bag, and they'll press themselves. It's freaking great, right? They don't have. The Asian pear does not have a lot of cell structure on a good day. When you eat it off the tree, it kind of explodes in your face, and you're wearing most of it.
If I had one of those brewing ones, you just throw it in there and just like raise it up.
Well, yeah, just pull in just a mesh bag in your fermenter, and then yank it out of there. But let it thaw in there because the freezing expands the liquid inside the fruit and busts up the 4 cell walls that are remaining.
So I cut them up. I cut them up
good.
also.
Yeah.
I cut them up so they weren't like little just, skin balls.
Yeah, did you like lay them on like sheet pan, like so they'd freeze individually, or instead of in a clump? Yeah. I mean,
no, because they're gonna thaw in a clump.
I typically do my fruit like on a shallow pan first, and then when they're all frozen, I'll bag them all up.
Yeah,
and that
makes
gives
it
me
easier to bag.
Yeah, it's a little easier to bag, but also you don't get those big clumps when you're trying to thaw them out, and they're all bricked together. They take longer. So if I got a bunch of raspberry or something, particularly raspberry or strawberries, like clumped together.
Right. Yeah, my blackberries I put in the refrigerator or the freezer, and then I'll go in there, after 2 hours, go in there and mix them up. Yeah. And then they freeze as individuals.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Throw them in my shakes.
And you just like throw a few in your mouth.
Yep.
It's better that way.
Oh yeah.
My favorite way is like one of my favorite frozen fruits, weird in the summertime, buying the Costco green grapes. Those big Costco green grapes are about the size of your nose, for crying out loud. Those things, just a bag of those in the freezer.
And you're just eating on those all summer.
Shut up, that's good. Somebody did that when we were riding through Northern Oregon for the Seattle to Portland bike ride. Somebody had those at a stop, and I'm like, shut up, those are good. Yep. Yeah, and it's like, they don't ride in your bike pocket very well. I mean, they thought, but like, mush. You just eat a buttload of them right there.
Just that was pretty good. Just have them like on a little bag on your handlebar. So
I do recommend that. For sure. But we got some content to get through. We got some stuff to talk about. Let's finish this beer. We'll go to a news and weather break. We got some beer news.
I forgot news last week. I didn't forget it. I was occupied.
Do we have some for this week that'll go in there?
We'll go for it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Right after this.
We'll take a little break from this word from our sponsors. Cheers.
The Brewers step up to the kettle against their rivals, the Bad News Beers. GM signals a pale ale with a little Vienna malt to keep things light. An easy mash out for the Brewers. Next up in the order, the All-Star Hops making their way to the kettle. A little late change up, moving them down to a 10-minute edition. Here's the pitch. A clean American ale has this crowd drooling. 68 degrees of fermentation, and it's goodbye beer! Beer and baseball go together like hot dogs and buns. Hit your home run with Northwest Brewers Supply.
Beer News with Andrew, where I come and give you international stories, national stories, state, maybe even your local backyard.
All right, back again, Hop Heads. And here we're going to go with the hop hype and the yeast breakthroughs. This is about the ingredient revolution. In 2025 is the year of Crush. This is a newly named hop variety bursting with peach, mango, and citrus aromas, and it is daring to be dazzling for your hazy IPAs and your juicy pale ales. This is giving some homebrewers a tropical punch that's hard to resist. I bet you could buy this in your local homebrew store. Hops aren't the only stars this year. The new yeast strains are speeding up fermentation and cleaning up the flavor profiles, making it easier than ever to dial in your brew. Whether you are chasing fruit-forward flair or crisp precision, this year's ingredient innovations are rewriting the homebrew playbook. It's just not brewing, it's by alchemy. So glowing global. So glowing global. No. All right. So we've got some global styles and sustainable sips here brewing beyond our borders. Homebrewers are going global and green, inspired by international traditions. Brewers are crafting Belgian farmhouse ales, Japanese rice lagers, and African sorghum beers with a DIY twist. Sustainability. It's also the forefront and the center. Precision fermentation, local sourcing, and low-waste techniques are reshaping the hobby. It's just not what about in the glass, it's how it got there. And in 2025, brewing has been a passport to culture and a pledge to the planet. Let's all raise this glass to the world, one batch at a time. Let's shift over here to some East Coast news where community shifts and bitter farewells, they are changing the brewscape. When New York's bitter and esters closed in the late 2024. It marked one of the end of a beloved shop. It signaled a shift in homebrewing culture. Rising costs and changing habits have thinned club memberships and shuttered supply stores, but the spirit remains strong. Online communities, affordable gear, and experimental kits are keeping this flame alive. Homebrewing isn't dying, it's evolving. As one era ends, another begins, brewed with resilience and a splash of nostalgia. So that's it, folks. From the bold burst of crush hops of the bittersweet farewell of bitter and esters, 2025 has been the year of transformation in the homebrewing world. Ingredient innovations and pushing flavor boundaries, global styles are expanding our palates, and sustainability is reshaping how we brew. At the same time, the closure of beloved hubs reminds us that craft is as much about people as it's about pints. But through every shift, whether it's new yeast strain or a changing club culture, one thing remains: the joy of creation, the pride in our pour, and the stories we share over a glass of homebrew. Homebrewing isn't just surviving, it's evolving, adapting. It's fermenting a future full of flavor and full of connection. So here's to the homebrewers, the dreamers, and the DIYers. The brew goes on and is tasting better than ever. Thank you all for your homebrew.
And that angry woman.
We're roaching it back up.
Welcome back to the Beer Craft Homebrewing Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So, Andrew, let me ask you, have you ever had a cold IPA?
I've never had the name of a beer be a cold IPA.
No.
Now, I've had the India Pale Lager,
The IPL.
I've had that.
Yeah.
I've had that. I mean, to me, it doesn't make much sense for calling something like that.
Right. We want clean fermenting, and we've got West Coast hops in a
I'm always thinking
blonde beer.
of a pilsner.
Right. A pilsner with American hops is kind of the archetypical inspiration for a style. And let's
right.
It's not really even a style,
right?
Though.
Because we can never make a pilsner with the good hops from Yakima Valley. I mean,
it wouldn't be a pilsner then.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
so
but
this has
one,
got to be fitting in somewhere here.
Right, and it's not even really a style. So I mean, like the BJCP. This is going to be lumped into
pioneering this.
It's going to be lumped into specialty IPA.
Right.
So it has not earned its own space yet.
Can you throw it into some kind of an American lager category? I know it is a little bit higher in the hop level.
I mean, like a Pilsner Kel, that's like 35 IBUs. So 35 to almost like 40 IBUs.
That's a low.
That's like
Pils.
a pale.
Pils gonna go up to 50, but
Pils could go a little higher, so they can get in there. But I would imagine if you're entering though in a Pilsner category, and you show up with like Cascade and Citra, somebody's gonna thump your skull. I mean, like as far as like your score, I think is reflective. So specialty IPA is probably the place for it.
Cool.
That being said, like
the
cold
cat is
IPA,
in the studio.
we have a little kitty. We have a kitty monitor today.
We have
Kim and the kitty.
Kim and the kitty.
Sitting in the corner. What are you guys doing over there?
How many jokes do we have tonight?
That's all I got.
Kim and her soft kitty.
Yeah. We were making some off camera. Anyways,
just don't let it meow too loud.
Yeah. Keep the kitty happy. Yeah.
I keep trying to pet the kitty.
Yeah. Well,
in
petting is silent.
This is going on in the studio, folks.
See
today.
that red light over there, kitty? That means shut the fuck up. Anyways.
I was thinking this might be a way to attract audience.
Right? We got that little... Yeah, because every podcast needs a cat to be annoying and jump on a keyboard.
I just thought everything was going to be better when you pet the kitty.
Like everything's better when the kitty's happy. Like, keep the kitty happy, everything's better. Nobody has to die today.
Right.
Anyway. So yeah, cold IPA. So you haven't had about this. So you've had some of the cold excuse me
IPLs.
The IPL.
Yeah.
India Pale Lager. What did you think of those?
I like them.
I like them.
Yep. I'm a lager drinker.
Right.
For mainstream, like my main drink is go to my lagers. Like the like the 10 barrel, beer we drink once in a while here.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
But so when I get a little bit more of a hop profile with the kind of beer that I usually go to, it's pretty cool. I like it.
I didn't like them. I still don't like them. The IPL. I thought most of the ones that I tasted, and I did not taste them all. You're welcome. But of the ones that I did, they were all very much like they came out a little bit like those Brute IPAs. Remember those ones, like the crispy, like 1.00 IP, AB specific gravity. They were bone dry.
Right.
They used a lot of Brute zyme or some of those enzymes that break down dextrins, and yeast just through it, and it's 100% fermentable.
What were the ABVs on those? Are those
they were,
like the
5.5? Yeah, they were like beer strength, 5, 5.5, 6.5.
But they're super
kind of
light.
range.
They're super light.
They were dry, so they might have been originally like a 5.5 beer, but then they finished out 10 points higher than normal, and now they're 6.5%, like whatever the fuck.
Right. They ferment down to 102.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, and
like
so
clear.
So there wasn't a lot of, none of them kind of had like depth and complexity. Right, they were all hops, and I've had like hop teas, and I've had like hop seltzers and hops, waters, and I expect those to be hoppy, and that's the fuck all. But when I drink a beer,
you want some beer flavor.
I want it to be beer flavored beer.
And so you're saying you just don't find enough flavor in the IPLs.
Well, not more than that. I didn't find enough depth in the Brute IPAs, and so many of the IPLs seem to go down the road of too dry,
and really
too crispy,
and
too
really
no backbone.
Okay, got it. And the real reason we need this IPL style is because we don't have that kind of a depth with a lager that has the depth and the hop profile as an IPA does.
They were, a proper pilsner, is light. But crisp.
It doesn't have the.
But it's got complexity. It's got a malt complexity.
It does.
It's got a hop complexity with noble hops.
It's got a place for itself.
Yeah.
But it's not an IPA.
It is not an IPA.
And an IPA hop profile is that's created for the complexity of whatever you want to flavorize in your mouth.
Right. It sounds like a good goal. It sounds like a worthy goal. But I think some of the IPLs, what we noticed in some of those beers is kind of the half of that coin that it kind of sucks. It's that so many of these, if you take an IPA, American hops, and with a lager yeast, which was the prototype for the IPL, those sulfur dominant yeast strains, traditional lager strains, those sulfurs do not react well with American. Yeah. Some of those like American citrus, like all those like beautiful little like citra bombs and mosaics and your Simcoes and your
mosaic might not be that good anymore.
According to Andrew, that's fine. We're all allowed to have a hop we hate.
Hey, that's coming up. That's coming up here soon.
Right. But those sulfur bombs didn't. Those sulfury yeasts did not play well in with those IPLs,
right?
And they kind of
just don't go along.
And I was originally kind of in that camp that the IPA and the IPL and the Cold IPA just a new fucking version of an old fucking bag of tricks. However, like this does look like they're doing something different with this Cold IPA category. No. One thing they're not using lager yeast.
That's what I was going to ask you just next. I was going to say, how do we get that sulfur to be diminished in any other way than changing our yeast?
Well, I mean, like classically, one of the biggest sulfur management tools a brewer had was aging, right? The lagering program would, if you've got lager yeast that are big sulfur bombs, and then we store them for 3 months.
You can't store hops.
Right. So if we're using those big fresh American hops that don't last 3 fucking months.
Now we're conundrumed out.
Right? You're conundrum.
Yeah, what do we do now?
So you can't do the lagering with an IPA.
So we can't get rid of the sulfur.
So your sulfur mitigation protocol, so now you're looking at clean fermenting ale yeast is an option. USO5, the Chico, 1056, kind of all those guys. They are clean yeast.
But they don't offer the lager.
But what are we trying to accomplish with lager? So
A
if we
hoppy
want,
lager.
if we want a hoppy lager, so hops we know about. We've got these big, fat, juicy American hops we can throw in any quantity we want it. But we want that kind of light body
Now I'm
and
changing
that
my yeast
crispy character in a ale yeast.
Okay.
So I think some of the
what am I
grain
doing
bills. So
different-
we're going to
what am
play
I
with the
doing
grain
different
bill.
than a regular IPA or a very hoppy pale.
In terms of grain bill, I've been seeing simple like Pilsner malt. Oh, and no crystal, like 86 crystal out of your brain.
That's exactly
especially
how I
for these beers.
Used to brew.
But they're getting into. I see some like a little bit of complexity in terms of like some maybe like Munich or Vienna's, but we're also leaning into corn and rice, flake corn, flake rice for.
Okay.
So we're getting into ABVs without a lot of body and texture.
Now we're getting into light beers with.
They're uber blonde
All we're
light
doing
beers.
is making a light beer hop here. At this
with
point.
an American. So another apart from American ale strain on the yeast front, I've seen some of these. They're kind of hybrid yeast. One of them, like Lellmann's, got a Nova lager. It is a low sulfur producing strain of lager yeast. Designed to reduce maturation time. So by being low sulfur, you don't have to age it for as long to manage that.
Is it
so
a
that's
different
kind of
temperature variation?
They're still kind of like the lager ranges. Probably the upper end. Yeah, but more like so probably your upper end, like your high 50s to low 60s range.
Yeah, so you get
lager
less of
strains.
that gas off.
Yeah,
soon.
right. Because
mature faster, maybe.
Right, because all yeasts are going to create sulfur dioxide. The two sulfurs we're talking about, one of them is sulfur dioxide, and all yeasts are going to be making sulfur dioxide as an anti-competitive feature. Like yeasts are kind of biologic bullies in our ferment. They don't like a lot of competition. That's our sugar. Fuck off. Get out.
That's the same way a malt seed does it. Right? They're bullies too. They're like, hey, I put out this little.
And fuck off to the rest of you. Like,
and if I feel you're putting off a root, I'm gonna work harder than you.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have anti-competitive features with sulfur dioxide. The other one's hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide also kind of like when you're brewing those like those traditional lagers, and it's kind of like eggy smelling. So that kind of like egg smell, that's hydrogen sulfide. Sulfur dioxide kind of has that burnt match kind of aroma, like smell to it during fermentation.
So after you
can pick up, like you open up the lid of your fermenter or even the fermenting chamber. It's like, what do you smell? Is it burnt match or egg?
After you throw out the match, and then it's like that.
Yeah. Okay. Both of those compounds are going to be heavily reactive with the like a traditional lager yeast. At colder temperatures, some of those lager yeasts just don't process it out. Like they can manage sulfur compounds, and gosh, there's so many sulfur compounds because there's sulfur compounds in yeast, there's sulfur compounds in grain, there's quite a few of them. Those are the two big ones, sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. Yeast can manage those, but at colder temperatures they're not as not as good at it.
Okay, yeah. All right, they're not as good at it. So we've got the sulfur. We're trying to get a low sulfur yeast. Now, we can do that. What is the maturation of that lagering yeast? Since it is shorter time.
It is shorter time, yeah. So you're back into kind of your mock lager, kind of like 1 month protocol. Standard, like
5 weeks is amazing on a beer.
Yeah,
for the hop profile and everything.
Maybe your standard IPA is 3. You might go 5, kind of like just for a little cleanup and clarity work. If you're centrifuging or you're doing that, like that's a different animal. But yeah, you're gonna have a shorter timeline.
All right. Is there only one of these yeasts, the hybrid yeast that you were talking about?
Well, this is one of those. We mentioned on like the yeast. We were talking about some of like the research out there as far as like yeast into like the hop creep research and some of these. So a lot of these, like whether we're dealing with hop creep or shorter maturation times for say traditional lager like flavors, that work is ongoing pretty much full time in a lot of these labs. Like everybody's trying to, there's a new interest in creating yeasts that are
important,
that do the things we want to do. Like there's so many things yeast can do.
That's bringing me to my next question for you. Do you find many homebrewers coming in and buying a combination of any combination of yeasts to try to experiment?
Not as much. And in which is interesting. I've seen it. A couple of people will do. I've got a couple clients who will do like a combo yeast in a single ferment. They'll do like 1056 and 1332. Hey Doug, hey Jamie, how you guys doing?
Hey guys, all right.
So they'll do those two,
I love it.
right? Because 1332 is less attenuative, but it has a good flavor profile. They mixed in 1056 in the same ferment,
workhorse.
so it kind of balances the two, and so that's kind of fun. But it's not as common in home brewing as you would imagine.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people are like 5 gallons, and that's you're done, or you're gonna split it off into like two 2.5 gallon batches to do two different things. Probably not as often. In fact, so one of the things in my research about the cold IPAs, one of the brewers, I think it was like Firestone Walker's got one. They brew a version and blend it at packaging, but they brew a version on ale yeast and a version on lager yeast, and I think they're like a 60-40 or 70-30 blend of the two to give kind of like the characteristics that they're looking for.
Right. I can get that.
Which, when you're closed loop and you can just like throw the valve on and like
do it,
and you gotta, like, yeah, go for it, man. Like,
I love that creativity.
That's cool. But blending, like post-production blending of beer is probably not as popular in the homebrew landscape. And I think it's like anything else in brewing. You can spend a little time and play with something and try to figure out something new.
Yeah.
We got another beer. Let's get this. The Wet Wired.
Now,
Ooh.
I think I'm getting close.
Pause for beer pouring.
On my detectiving on my Attribution flavor.
Oh, yeah. So this one, did you mention
close.
this one's got the
This one has it, yes.
This has got the mosaic. So we'll see if you like this one.
No, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that.
But just smelling it, you're like, oh my God, I know that.
I looked it up a little bit ago. But I've had this. Thank you, Jen, for giving this 6-pack to me to drink on the air. This is the Wet Wired Fresh Hop. This is a collaboration between Holy Mountain and Cloudburst in Seattle, Washington. Super good. But it has my Attribution flavor. It has my Attribution flavor and an aroma to it.
I get kind of a, like, I don't know if it's your version, but I get kind of like a grassy.
Grassy,
yeah,
earthy.
This kind of like earthy, grassy thing going on.
So I look it up. I look it up on. On
the Google. Yes, the Google.
I look it up on Bing, whatever, Google Bing. They don't tell me crap about it. I don't know. Here, look at this, look at that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to Copilot. So I hit Copilot up. I'm like, type it in. What is it? It's like, oh yeah, it's a fresh hop IPA brewed with mosaic hops. So there we go, folks.
This is a fresh hop mosaic.
This is a fresh hop mosaic. It has that flavor.
It's Cloudburst does some good beers. Holy Mountain's fantastic. I love those guys. There is something like, it's right at the back of my tongue. Like, apart from that grassy, there's also something that like sticks out kind of like right at the back center of my tongue.
That's that butt.
The butt.
The butt. But it's not butt. It's not butt. It's not butt. But I always call it the butt. It's like that. It's like that old yeast flavor. I'm just like, God.
It is a little weird.
I think it's the mosaic hop and the reaction of the yeast with the hop. And that gives me that compound that is affecting my flavor profile.
Yeast is literally doing all the heavy lifting in beer. Like, we as brewers, we're making sweet wort, cool house for bugs. Like, get out and like let the yeast do all the work. And quite literally, they are doing the heavy lifting.
Yep.
We were talking about sulfur, like compounds. All like yeast can process sulfur. They can do different things with it. But I came across another one. It's very buzzword friendly. This biotransformation of hops. Like so many of the, gets all of the credit in like the New England IPA.
Oh, we were talking about this before.
Right. So biotransformation is big, fancy fucking talk for changing chemical properties from one phase to another through a biological medium. So
process or something.
Yeah. So some biology, biology is doing the work.
We're going to take this and this, and we're going to do
yeast
this to
takes
it,
sugar and turns it into ethanol, and that's biotransformation. It's become like a little marketing speak and buzzword with the New England IPA, but then it's not alone. So I'm doing a little research for this cold IPA, and I'm getting a little inspirational nuggets from Italian pilsners. Have you seen these?
Okay, yes, I've had some.
They're delicious.
Very good.
They're so good, so good, and they're dry hop pilsner. One of the characteristics of that, the Italian pilsner, is they're dry hopping, and not only they're dry hopping during fermentation, like a hazy IPA.
Oh, I like that.
So they're getting a little biotransformation
that's not dry hopping though, is it?
It is. Because it's in the fermenter.
It's in the fermenter.
Yeah,
that's like immediate dry hopping,
right. I've seen it range from going in hot and heavy like day 1 to day 3, right. Which is I see the same thing in hazy IPAs, that same kind of protocol, and they're getting a little biotransformation. I'm like, well, I started looking up which of these yeasts can do biotransformation of hop compounds, and they talk about releasing free thiols, which are making cool new flavors like raspberry, kind of those, or like berry and peachy and blackcurrant kind of new compounds, which are very cool, like MMP, blah blah blah. There's a couple of them, like you get into the chemistry weeds on some of those, but that biotransformation just means the yeast did the work. But it turns out it's not just 1318 that does biotransformation, right? Like everybody, like New England IPA strains, it gets all the credit. It's good at it. Don't get me wrong. It's good at it. But all yeast can manage for some of these compounds. So the Italian lagers, they're using predominantly noble yeast, which play nicely with the lager strains, right? They're not clashy. We've already
noble yeast?
Noble hops.
Noble hops, yes.
So using noble hops, dry hopping with Saaz or Tet or Spalter,
nice.
or Hersbrucker,
very
or
light, herbally.
Halter Mittelfrau would be
I love to say that word, Mittelfrau.
Yeah, they're very nice. Very tasty. I do love that hop. And they're getting cool new flavors with those hops, and they're not clashing with lager yeast. So I started looking at some of these things like, okay, we're trying to make a clean, crisp, lighter bodied, hoppy, West Coast kind of hop sensibilities.
Lager.
That's closer to lager, but without a lager yeast. So,
okay, hold on. We can lager,
right? Because lager yeast, we have lager ring and lager ale, lager yeast, right? We're gonna use the same word in a couple different definitions.
So we're gonna use
cold storage.
We're gonna use some bottom feeders on this one.
We're not.
Oh, we're not.
No,
okay.
Because we already learned from the IPL debacles that the heavy sulfur yeast don't play well
bubble right up.
They don't play well with citronol.
All right.
And geranol and some of those kind of cool stuff we're using in West Coast hops.
Got to go with the sharks.
Yeah.
Rather than the stingrays.
So in our grain bill, here's what I'm thinking. If we want to say 5 to 5.5%, we want a normal beer strength. We're going to be, we want to do a Pilsner malt. The lightest color we can. We're not going to be adding a lot of stuff. Yeah. So 100%.
Lightest Pilsner we can go.
Well, we're not even going to do 100% Pilsner. We're going to go, I think we're going to go 90%.
What else are you going to add?
I'm going to add I want to add 5% of corn.
Oh.
And 5%.
Now you're adding flavor with corn.
No. Well, very little flavor.
Are we going for an American Midwest lager flavor, which has the corn in it? Or are we going to go for
I've played around. I've played around with corn and Vienna and a blonde base, and it's for a cream ale kind of thing. And if you think about what was a cream ale? What was a blonde? These were beers that were heavily marketed by ale producers who did not have full-time lagering protocols, so very crafts, sector or microbrew sector, right? They weren't Anheuser-Busch can sit on a beer for 3 months, or they weren't, none of them were doing that. So how can we produce lighter beer, a light blonde beer without a lagering protocol? So that's the blonde style. That's the cream ale. So I played with these kind of
okay. So
formats.
You got the corn. Then the next one was
maybe a little Munich or Vienna, because I remember we talked about malt
color, a little sweetness.
Vienna's a 5 level one. Still blonde.
I know.
And even if I did Munich at 10 or 9.9 level blonde, not only and say a half or 5% of the grain bill is not a ton.
Tiny sweetness.
It's still going to be blonde.
It'll be blonde, but it won't be like pale straw.
Yeah. See, my reasons for this, it says, remember, I don't like those. I don't like those baseless or maltless IP or the brewed IPA kind of like. It needs backbone.
You need a little backbone in this. See, that's a Ben addition.
Right, well,
that's a Ben addition to this. See.
And you say that like it's a bad thing. Yeah.
Oh no, not bad. It's just the Ben. It is Ben's shop's recipe. So there you go.
Incidentally, so we are beta testing all of these recipes before we put a price tag on it.
Right. But, Andrew's recipe would have only Pilsner malt.
You would do it, Andrew.
Only pills. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a part A, part B, 100% pills. Okay. I like that. It would be drinkable. It would make beer. I've made 100% pills beers. They tasted like beer and were delicious. So I cannot knock you. So my reason for the Munich or Vienna
for this one,
and I'm not beer. Okay. I am defending myself, but I want a little malt complexity, but I want to balance that, and that's where the corn comes in. I can.
Okay, you got a little sweetness from that corn. You want to put a
well,
little
it's not so much sweetness,
that.
a little corny edge, and I could go rice, which doesn't have shit in it.
No.
So it maintains the ABV without bringing any payable, but I still get that. I'm looking for a little more malt complexity.
Right.
Like I want something. If I got an IPA, the hops are doing a lot of heavy lifting. I want something to support them. Right. I think of malt as a hop delivery system. Right at the if you have too much butter on your toast, you can't it drips down your face.
Really light butter.
Yeah.
I like really light butter.
Well, I like a lot of butter, so I need a little more butter. I like a lot of butter.
I love it.
So that's I think grain bill. We're going to 95 and 5 for corn, corn or rice for 5%.
5
Munich or Vienna.
Do Vienna.
Vienna's gonna Vienna gives a nice like I call it like a cracker finish.
Crackery malt.
It tastes like saltines without the salt.
Right.
Which would be.
I think that's what you want rather than the sweetness. You don't want the malty, that milky sweet.
I have a tendency to agree. I have a tendency to agree. I just love Bonlander Munich.
You love sugar on your buttery toast.
Oh man! So I just made cornbread and I swap out the milk for sweetened condensed milk. So that's pretty good.
Oh, you
might know me a little bit. Okay.
The blackberry syrup I doctored the cider up with. I had me and Kim had it on. What was it? Vanilla bean, Breyers vanilla bean ice cream last night. It's so good.
Wonderful.
It was so good.
You didn't bring any with you, did you? Damn.
Oh yeah, it's in the freezer.
All right. Pause for station identification. So we got malt figured out. What about hops? What are your go-tos? What are you thinking for hops? You got light body. You're still IPA land.
Still IPA land. We're gonna go Magnum for my bitter because that's a pretty common one, right?
Magnum is a nice it has noble characteristics, but it is a Hallertauer.
Hallertauer high. It's Magnum. A high alpha.
It is a higher alpha acid. What's your IBU range? I know IBUs are a lie, but your
IBU is going to be 45.
You're going to do a 45. You're right at the bottom end of the range for IPA.
Yep. But not for a IPL, I believe.
See, again, it's not really a style. So it's a specialty IPA.
And it's not supposed to be super high bitter. Like an IPA. An IPA can get you can throw hops in it and have that sweetness, that malt bill.
I see that. A 45 IBU in a simple base at a low mash temperature will perceive as more like 65 probably.
Right. When you're doing an IPA because you're gonna bump that
so you got some Magnum up. Is Magnum doing all the bittering for you? You're doing all late edition?
Yeah. Okay. There's no other reason to use anything else.
That's your whole hop bill.
No.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah. Just for bittering. Okay. What do you got? What else you got on your list?
Oh man. Amarillo might be a good flavor on this one.
Amarillo's a cool hop.
It is. Amarillo has a really good hop flavor. It has a good hop aroma if you can nail it, but it has a better hop flavor.
I think of Amarillo more as a supporting cast.
It is.
It plays so well. So I think it has the capabilities of playing well and expressing itself differently depending on what you use it with.
Right.
So it really, it does it's like harmony to the melody, right? Like it plays so goddamn good. It's a great hop,
man. But I would have to taste it. I mean, because I've never done this. I've never
done Magnum and Amarillo. Like we got to brew it, right?
I've done, but not with a super light beer.
So you going for like flavor and aroma? You going straight Amarillo? What are you doing?
I think we should do like an ounce and a half at 15, because you don't want to throw in Amarillo too soon, because you don't want the bittering quality to Magnum.
You're not so heavy on it.
No, and you don't want to throw it too late, because I'm not really after the aromas. Just want that.
I want
flavor.
aromas, yeah.
Well, you want to use Amarillo? No, I don't want to use Amarillo for the.
I have my own ideas. I'm just asking.
Okay. What do you think would go with the flavor of Amarillo with the final aroma?
Well, I will tell you, because I have Amarillo on my wish list as well. One of my favorite hop combinations is, well, at first, like my first experience with it was in the Deschutes Fresh Squeezed. Like when that was a brand new beer, first out, like I cracked open that can and instantly I thought, fuck man, my head is in a bag of oranges right now. This is amazing. I love this. And it's Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe. They all play so good.
Right. And where though?
That's I've done like Centennial or Chinook for bittering to achieve where I want, and then late editions of Citra, Simcoe, Amarillo, and just bang them out. Like
Simcoe's probably got to come in at the very end.
I do them late. I do a lot. So a lot of modern IPAs might have a bittering charge or first wort charge. No boil editions, all late for the rest of it. Very, very popular in IPA scenes is do no boil hops too. So like the hazy camp, like they produce like 2 IBU, like 20 IBU IPAs.
It's the flavor hop and the aromas. It's right.
We're maximizing for flavors and aromas because we do know, from a biological state, from our own experiences, if it smells good, it's already telling our brain it tastes good, right? So if we can maximize aromatic potential of hops, this is pretty good. So I would go like Centennial Chinook, something for bittering, a nice easy bittering. Simcoe Amarillo, late, like flame out, flame out, and start chilling it down.
So you're gonna add 2 ounces of Amarillo. Because you're gonna do 1.5. I would probably 20, or you want to do 1.5.
In my version, I would probably do 3 ounces of Citra, so an ounce each of Citra, Amarillo, and Simcoe at flame out, ounce of bittering to
okay, and no aroma, no aroma, 20 minute, no 15 minute,
none of that. That's all, because a 0-minute edition is going to have aromatic potential. We're no longer, if we kill the heat, we're not boiling, so we're not losing aromatics, so we're maximizing on some of that too. Right. I don't want to add too much in the way of bitterness, so there's more like a hop stand. I am going to dry hop.
So this is an IPL, which is an
No, it's not. It's a cold lager. Which apparently is different. I was in the camp, until I started doing a little homework, I was in the camp, this is just another fucking fancy word for IPL.
Hoppy lager.
But it's a little different. So I do want to dry hop this one. I want that biotransformation. Well, I want some more.
We've been talking about. India IPL really doesn't work well. And it's not a style anyways, and
none of it's a style. IPL wasn't a style. Right. Cold IPA is not a style. All of it's special IPA. So the cold IPA, I think, functionally, it's going to behave. It's behaving differently. We've got a yeast that's low sulfur. We're doing either the hybrid yeast or like a Chico strain or 1272.
Right. We were saying the IPL wouldn't even work the way we were looking at it.
No, because the lager yeasts don't play well with the American IPAs.
So yeah.
So it's definitely different. Italian Pilsner works with dry hopping. We can dry hop with
its name.
So the Italian lager dry hops with Hallertauer because it plays well with 3470 or 2124 or one of those yeasts.
They're all noble over there.
great. I want those West Coast flavors, and I think you do too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I would probably.
And this is how we're getting them.
I would probably dry hop with straight up Citra.
I want flavor.
Almost gross. So you're doing. So you got a 15-minute.
Hold on. You're talking about dry hop now?
Well, I've got my bittering. I've got a flame out edition.
If we're gonna dry hop, I don't think we need a 15-minute.
All right.
Because that
So when are you gonna do it?
That
you
dry hop.
When do you want to do it?
See, I don't know whether I want to do it during ferment or right at 3 days.
It's still during fermentation.
It's during the sleeping, kind of getting down.
This is like day one,
that.
like active ferment. So 24 hours after pitch.
Think you?
Would like
think you want
it
to
would
do
be
that?
like the beginning.
That would
you
be
could.
during
I don't know.
fermentation.
I don't know if I would necessarily. I'm mulling over.
the
like
yeast
day
react.
2, and I don't want a huge amount. I'm not trying to like make a haze bomb, but I do want a little something on the dry hop.
Right. So then you got to go with the end of the ferment, like day 3, 4.
Day 2, day 3.
Well, day 2, no, you're day 1, you're in lag, and then you're starting to go, and then day 2, you're really going. Day 3,
I
you're
think
really
so. When
going.
I think of day 2, it's really day 3, right? Because I don't count the lag.
Oh, okay. See, that's what you're. Yeah, we've had a whole
Because that's like
podcast
active
on
fermentation.
this. Yeah,
but I think of in terms of the phases of leaf. Like we
These are the
pitch it, we get the
steps of
lag
fermentation.
phase. So when I say fermentation, the fermentation phase,
the steps
right? And I say that fermentation phase is not the lag phase. So you're the one fucking it up.
You will say
Anyways.
anything.
I will justify all my bullshit any way I can.
Possible.
Yeah. If someone wants to go listen to that and prove me right, then I applaud.
Oh,
you.
right.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. So what? So you've got.
I'll buy you a beer.
I don't know what you got. You got Magnum for bittering. You got Amarillo. You're not doing it 15.
No,
what are you doing?
not 15, because we're gonna do the.
So when are you? When are you doing it?
Fourth day. Third day, like you said.
So so you're bittering in the boil, and then you're going to dry hop.
Yep, I'm going to dry hop after active fermentation has started to recede.
So day 3 of active fermentation would be about day 4 of pitch since pitch.
Yes, that's going to sit in there for 2 to 2.5 days. I do not want the green flavors.
So you're going to move it. So you're going to try to remove your yeast. Yeah.
We'll just pull the hops out.
Right.
I mean, you can
let it go.
You can just secondary right off it and just go. Boom.
So you're bittering to 45 IBUs during the boil, and then you're cooling it, pitching yeast. It kicks off. Day 3 of active fermentation, you're dry hopping.
How much dry hop are we going to do?
That's what I'm asking you.
Oh, the
I
quantity.
know what I'm doing.
The quantity?
Yeah. You had 1.5 ounces.
6 ounces. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I can't back that
we
up.
just record this. It's fine.
I can't back that up. I can edit that out,
You won't though.
No, I don't know. A couple ounces, like two ounces, 3 ounces, maybe combination of the 3.
Just all by itself, Amarillo. Cool.
No. All 3.
All 3 what?
All 3 that we used at Flame Out.
Oh, so you're so you're saying like Citra, Amarillo, Simcoe, Flame Out.
Yep.
And dry hop. Okay.
Yeah. Because those are going to be really good together at dry.
I mean, goddamn, that makes it like a 7-ounce hop. You're getting to
No. Like, I want probably a total of 3 to 4 ounces total.
So maybe ½ ounce of each at Flame Out, and then reserve it for dry hop.
Yeah, reserve
that might
another
be good.
½ ounce or so. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you go 2 ounces of each, and 1 ounce at Flame Out, and 1 ounce at day 4.
Something tasty.
It'll be
something really tasty. It is in the works. Okay, and then the final question, Yeasty Boys. What would you use?
Yeasty? Mm-hmm. Well, gonna have to go something really clean. And I mean,
what do you think?
just other than a 1056, but
Hey, you can't go wrong with 1056.
yeah, because
I'm leaning 1272.
okay, tell me why.
I've used it in a ferment dry hop scenario.
What's the name of that one?
1272 is the American Ale 2.
Okay. Oh, it's like a safe ale 4. Safale 4.
No, that's Safale
that's
4
a-
is like a UK is like based off a UK
style.
strain. So American Ale 2, it is clean fermenting, low ester profile, at the bottom end of its range, it'll do maybe some citrus esters, which are quite tasty.
Oh yeah.
But it's used like it clears well without filtration. It produces a clear beer better than 1056 does.
Okay. Yep.
Now, I've used it in a like high Krausen dry hop scenario with like a split batch with 1318 for a hazy to see like what are the effects, like what are the differences between haze factor. Right when we were back,
If you throw some dry hop in
this
there,
was
what's
like
it gonna
back
do?
when we were trying to crack the code on why hazies are hazy.
Right.
Like there was a lot of speculation about being yeast and high protein malts and flaked oats and all that shit. And we're still trying to figure it out. So I've done side by sides, and I know it will perform. It produced a slight haze. It did not have the opacity of a hazy IPA, which I like. So it's more like Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva visually has a slight haze to it.
Slight, yep.
This Dalton that we've been drinking tonight has a slight haze,
haze.
but it's not the opacity of.
Oh, you got more Dalton there.
I
Here.
do. It's like I
Let's
said,
come
they
on.
come 6 at a fucking time.
Come on now. I was gonna go get me another wet wired. Right.
So I've used it, and that's why I would go 1272. Because I know it'll do some fun things. That biotransformation of hops. All yeast can do something. Some do more than others, and that's okay. I'm allowed.
Right.
I
This
think
is
that's
like
fine.
a bonus beer.
Bonus beer.
You
right
know
at
where
the
this
end of the
is?
show.
This is at the hour mark. Bonus beer at the hour mark.
So the timer's telling me I need to shut up now.
No. The timer just said, you know what? We have extra hours coming because we just
Well, it's season 2. We can do whatever we want. you know?
we have a beer we just poured. What do we can't waste it.
So
And you know for a fact that after we shut the thing off, we're gonna sit
Just
here
gonna
and
keep it
bullshit and drink this beer. So we might
we've
as well
done
just
it.
keep
We've
the
done
mic
it
on.
before. Yeah, we've done it before. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we just might as well keep the mic on.
Yeah. So I
Cheers
would go.
to,
I would
cheers
go
to
cheers.
Dalton.
Cheers, Dalton.
Dalton turned out to be a really good beer. We probably
Wherever
should
you
cheers
got your
over
name
the
from.
computer.
Yeah.
But,
That's.
But next
that's,
time.
That's,
Do you
being-
want one? Do you
being
want? Do you
brave.
want one, Kim?
Kim,
Sure.
you're
Here, come
looking
on.
thirsty
Pull your-
over here.
You just been like, okay, this is after hours with Kim.
Here
Here,
you go, Kim.
here, I'll put that there. Now you can
Have a
hear.
beer.
Thank you.
Now you can talk into the microphone like this.
Okay. Let me try the beer first.
It's still tasty. I'm enjoying the Dalton a little bit better than that wet wired.
I like the citrus taste. I like that it's citrusy.
Yeah, I dig it.
It's almost like an orange juice in beer.
Right? I'm not getting so much on the peach they talked about. I'm not getting so much on the mixed berry they talked
Right.
about.
Well,
but-
we've had a few.
well,
I'm
there's
sure if- I'm
that.
sure
I've
if-
lost objectivity.
Yep. And I'm
What
sure
you're
if we had this as our first beer, we'd be able to like pick out some of those notes. But
Didn't we have this as our first beer?
yeah, but we didn't pick out those notes because we were
didn't-
looking.
we're talking about something else.
We weren't
Talking about
looking
something else. All right,
the
so
peach
let's go back to our beer experiment here. You're thinking 100% pills. I'm at a 95.5. I think
Right.
we're both kind of in agreement on a bittering to achieve like 45, 50, 5 IBUs. I think is a healthy range because it's going to drink a little heavier than that. It's going to perceptively drink a little hoppier than that.
I'm gonna mash mine a little bit thinner.
What mash temp you thinking?
Well,
What would you do?
okay, if I'm doing a single mash infusion, I'd go at 152.
Yeah.
I could go a little bit lower. If you hit a little bit lower, it's no big deal. It's probably good.
Like 150, 151. What do you think?
Yeah. If I was inclined to do a step mash of sorts and I had the capability, I would probably start at 146. I'd strike in at 144, 145, hit 156, and I'd probably stay there for about 15 minutes and I'd I'd ramp up the temperature to the 154 over the next 20 minutes.
So you'd go 20 minutes and ramp up
Yep.
for 20 minutes.
For 20 more minutes.
To hang for 20 minutes.
Yep, and then wait. and I always check my my sugar content. I'm always checking my measurements because, excuse me, because when I can take a measurement and my sugars aren't increasing over a period of 5-10 minutes, then I know that my conversion is complete and I can maybe even ramp up a little bit more.
I mean, I've seen some experiments that have like 90% of conversion is in the first 15 minutes. And
yeah,
some of those.
Right. But now we have to realize that our enzymes work at all kinds of the temperatures, and the enzymes that are working at the lower temperatures aren't the ones that are working at the higher temperatures.
Here's where I'm at on mash. And if I'm going like a little Munich and I'm going a little corn to hedge that, I'm gonna go 152. I think I've got the drier edge that I want with a little malt complexity. I'm just gonna hang out at 152.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about. I don't want it so crispy, goddamn dry that it's one of those brute IPAs.
It depends on what you're making and how you're making it.
Clean, light. I could go as low as 151 and probably be quite happy there.
You could be.
I've done a lot of like, let's push the envelope challenges, right? Like, what does a beer at 149 taste like? Can I push the envelope on my IPA? And you end up with like a lot of extra astringency, easier to over sparge, like the effects of sparging, like tannic extraction.
I usually didn't.
I didn't like those beers at the lower temperatures nearly as much. I thought they were missing things, and it's again the same reason I didn't like the brewed IPAs.
Yeah.
Do
you know how many times I've single mash infusions?
Most of my beers are single mash infusions.
Probably about 2.
Really? You're doing like step mashing as a
in Mexico and everything. Yeah, of course I'm doing that. Yeah, that's where you make good beer.
I've made amazing beers with solid single.
You can't just pour hot water in once and let it rip. You gotta baby. You have to babysit.
I think you can. I'm not that.
You get beer. That's fine. Everybody's gonna be good. No. What we're talking about right now is that I'm like. I engineer it a little bit more, and I remember doing single mash, and I'm just a fan of step mashing.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying I'm too lazy to do it.
Right.
I'm like, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Well, you are Ben, and I am Andrew, and Ben brews, and
this
Andrew
is the
brews.
way cuckoo kajoob. There you go.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, all right. I think we got something to put together. That's going to be pretty tasty. We're going to have to brew one. Get you out here at the shop. We'll brew them. I am planning on doing a beta test. We've made 5 or so beers in the last 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I want to brew them all up. I want to release a beta recipe, and I'd love to get some brewers to brew it and bring it back to the shop, and we'll do like an after-hours tasting party.
I was admiring that big system you had. What is that? A 50-gallon?
It's a 1 barrel.
Yeah.
So those are 50-gallon kettles. They're big.
They are big.
I want to play. I want to play with it. Anyways, all of it. Anyways, I was saying I want to do some beta testing. I want to have get some brewers to play with these, see what they can come up with, and bring those beers back, and we can all taste them and kind of evaluate them. I think that would be kind of a fun like after-hours tasting event.
That'd be a blast.
So if you're interested in doing that, head on down to the shop, ask for some of these beers.
Right. Kim, thank you for joining us as our audience.
Can I say I love the bitterness of this beer?
It is good beer.
It's not too bitter. It's just I love the level of bitterness.
Dalton.
It makes me thirsty.
Yes.
I want to drink more.
I'm enjoying it.
Anything else? I think that's it.
Next week we have a couple of special guests on the show.
We're gonna do something cool next week. Josh is coming in, and we were gifted a couple of Stone Brewery's vertical series. I think from like circa 2009 through 2012 or somewhere in that
crazy
landscape, and we're gonna drink some of those.
These are gonna be some of the most horrible beers that we've drank on the whole podcast.
So it's not like it's not like a vertical series. It's not the same beer every year.
No, these are IPAs. These are Stone IPAs.
No.
What are they?
They change every year. So they change it up in every year. So one of them, I know one of them is like a Belgian.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
like a.
That'll
it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say like their Arrogant Bastard or one of their IPAs.
I almost bought an Arrogant Bastard today because I'm like, man, that was like the first hoppy beer I think I ever drank was an Arrogant Bastard.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of this, I listen to the Shannon Burke show on Florida Man Radio, and they were just talking about a beer news thing that totally got by me. Well, because my beer news is about home brewing.
Sure.
And they were talking about they had just found a beer from like 1800s, mid 1800s. So Allsop Brewing was the one that found it, and now they got the bottles, and they're going to analyze it. And they're going to recreate the beer as much as they can do.
That sounds pretty fucking exciting.
It's
I
really
expect to hear a full report on this very soon from
All right, maybe we'll do in the beer news.
You now have homework.
I know I'm being shown up by my favorite radio show.
That's right.
He's doing more beer news than I am.
God damn it! All right. Well, I think that's about everything we've got today.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Got plenty.
Thanks for listening. Brew more beer, drink more beer. It's good to have you on the airwaves. Andrew, Kim.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Sit in.
Our first audience, full audience
Full
show.
audience participation. Yeah. We'll do this again next week. It'll be great. You'll see. Everybody have a good night.
Bye.